that Reece James and Chilwell is going to go back into fitness ASAP because it will need them. Because we don't want to see Cucurella anymore. I mean, with all due respect for the man that I don't know, the player is not good enough for Chelsea. It's as simple as that, you know. And that's crazy that they signed him for 60 or 70 million. But we can see that it doesn't belong to that level for me.
So that was Frank Leboeuf, as usual, being really mean about Chelsea players. This time it was Marc Cucurella that he was calling out. This made it to the reports back in the UK. One of the reports was published, and on Twitter, it's reported that Todd Boehly actually liked the comment.
I'm sorry, what?
That Frank had said. Do you know about this, Frank?
I was told, yes. I don't have Twitter, so I couldn't follow Todd Boehly thoughts. But for once, you know, somebody liked what I say, so I've been aware of that, and I was kind of pleased with that until he unliked it because he realized that he was making a mistake because he hired Cucurella. Again, I found my words a little bit strong towards Cucurella because he deserves respect as a human being. But really paying somebody 62 million, I think it's a little bit too much for the way he's playing his football. But it was just fun to see that Mr. Todd Boehly liked my comment.
So let's talk about that fee then. 63 million that you just said, 62 million, Frank. Could he be among the casualties this summer, though? Because it's reported that Todd Boehly is planning on a big clear-out.
Well, the thing is, you will never sell Cucurella 62 million right now. It's impossible, or next summer. I don't think so. I know that Manchester City were also trying to hire him, so maybe there is a possibility over there. But I think it's always a question of offer and demand. But really, Brighton did very well to put that amount of price when they saw Manchester City and Chelsea fighting for the player. But the consequences of that is you realize that it's too much of money for the players of his level, and that's insane for me because it's showing to the world that some people, you know, are ready to put crazy money without respecting, in fact, the money, and it's why I put it I was pointing it first, you know. But yeah, it's possible to see him leaving because Chilwell is going to be back. You have the young players, I forgot his name also, who just showed that his quality were there, and he can substitute also Chilwell. So yeah, it's a possibility to see Cucurella leaving. Sorry.
Could he leave? Would that be a good thing based on his performances so far to let him go?
Yeah. What performances are you talking about? Many goals has he scored? How many assists has he got?
Is it not a difficult time to come into that club, though, with everything that's gone on?
Well, I'm not sure what your question is here, Kev.
All right, should they let Cucurella go?
If they can get money for him, which they won't, and who else is going to pay the wages that he's probably on? So they're stuck with him. Unless they take a huge hit, they're stuck with him. And Frank's right. It's not Cucurella's fault that Chelsea offered 60 million, because anybody with any brains is going to take it. But the fact is, I'm with Frank as well. He's not good enough. And he's going to be stuck there. And Mr. Boehly is in for a rude awakening. He might agree with Frank on Cucurella, but he doesn't understand, I don't believe, that he's going to find it tough to clear the decks because of the money they're on, because of the money they paid for all the players, and because of the money they're on. How are they going to get rid of them? And there's a reason, by the way, they're getting rid of a lot of these guys. Because they haven't produced. Cucurella's not the only one that hasn't produced. I mean, what has Raheem Sterling done since he went to Chelsea? Absolutely nothing. How are they going to get rid of, if he's one of them? You know, if you go down the list, you're going, right, oh, surely somebody will want Sterling. Surely somebody will want Koulibaly. But the fact is, the money they're going to get offered for them is going to be half what they paid for them. And can they afford the wages? So this is not quite as easy as Mr. Boehly thinks it's going to be.
Obviously not, because if he's liking if he's liking the story on the comments on Frank Leboeuf on a player that he brought in, that he paid for. Obviously, there's some confusion going on. This is a very, very, and I mean very expensive game of musical chairs. Yeah. And logically, the simple math, you have to be able to move some players on. But you're not the only one who's doing simple math. Other teams are also doing math, and they're saying, you're desperate to get rid of that guy. We don't want to pick up his salary. We don't want to pick up whatever is it that you're trying to sell him for. We'll negotiate you down. Because guess what? You need to get rid of him. We'd like to have him, but we don't need him. You need to get rid of him. It's on you now. And so you lose your negotiating power. So moving these players out in this very expensive game of musical chairs is very, very difficult.
Frank?
Okay, if we want Mr. Boehly to prevent that, I have a message for him, because since I know that he listened to what I say, next time, Mr. Boehly, call me, because I make the calculation and I realized that I could have saved you like 140 million pounds, which is not too bad nowadays. With Cucurella, with Sterling, remember what I said before? No, I don't think he's going to bring something better to Chelsea. With Aubameyang as well, so he's 62 plus 56 plus 12. It's lots of money. So give me a call, Mr. Boehly. I can maybe help you out, really.
If the price is right.
Hold on a second, wait a second. Has Frank used this opportunity and this platform to negotiate a position?
Absolutely. I think he might have.
Huh?
I think
breaking news?
Well, you never know. You never know.
What does it say about their transfer policy that Cucurella's name is here as one of the names reportedly on this list? Koulibaly's name is also there. What does this say about their transfer policy, Stevie?
Well, I'll keep this pretty short and straight to the point. They don't know what they're doing.
There's a song about that, isn't there?
I mean, is there any other way to look at it? Next question.
Next question, Ale. Can you believe that Christian Pulisic is apparently on that list?
Yes, I can. Because among some of the names in this list, he's one of the players that has failed to deliver, has failed to stay fit and ready to go. Injuries have been a problem. There's lack of consistency. And if the player is not available, well, out of sight, out of mind. And so now you find players that perhaps you can make money, or perhaps you minimize your losses, or perhaps this is a guy that can generate some interest from elsewhere. And you're not going to get the same money back that you paid for him, but at the very least, you're looking for places where you can minimize your losses and move players along. Let's get this belt, this conveyor belt of players. Let's get him out. We got to get him out. And one of those players, and it has been for a while, that name of Christian Pulisic has been on those guys that are at the door as soon as possible. Let's
just give you a reminder of where Chelsea are in the table right now. It's obviously been a difficult season for them, even though we have seen all those big signings. 9th right now, 30 points, 20 points off the pace from leaders Arsenal. They face West Ham this weekend, Frank. Can Potter get the win there that Chelsea needs so badly?
Well, I don't know if they need so badly, because I really think that season is over for me, and they will never catch back the first four because of the way they play, because of the result they had lately. Let's say that because they play in Champions League, that can bring a little bit of confidence. I've seen maybe the team selection that they're going to get. It's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to play, and with the players that we start knowing each other better. So let's see, that's a good opportunity. But you face West Ham, they're not having a good results lately, but they are a very good team, and at some point they can disturb Chelsea and see how it works. Can I say something, just one thing about the transfer list that maybe Koulibaly could be in? Can you imagine that guy who has been considered, and I was the first to say, one of the best central defender last year, and everybody was happy to see him signing for Chelsea, that the guy might be in that list, where last year he was at Naples, and Naples now, this season, are first with 15 points ahead of Inter Milan. So that guy left a team where he was one of the best, and the team is doing great, and signing for a club now, and his performance and the performance of the club horrendous. That's so sad to see that fantastic player. And I don't know what's going on and the kind of curse he's been in, because I'm the first to defend him. Because again, for the past 10 years, that guy has been absolutely fantastic. I don't know what's going wrong with him. And to see him maybe in that list makes me so sad, really.
You wouldn't expect it to be an easy game against West Ham. They don't need to win, don't worry, Frank said. It's all right.
Well, I don't think Graham Potter's probably going to look at it that way. You know, as much as I think he'll be okay regardless, I'm sure his head will be spinning. Not just on his own situation, but everything around the club. So there is so much uncertainty that absolutely 100% he'll look at this as we have to win this. Because the more losses that we have, the more that his head is on the chopping block. So if there's one man who will be making sure everybody's ready, it will be him. And it's a London derby. So regardless of where they are on the table, it's automatically a tough game.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.